NRL Magic Round done and dusted. The mighty New Zealand Warriors getting up over the Panthers. Let's take a look at this one played out. Hey team, welcome back into a very happy Warriorholic. Man, how good is a week when you're coming off the back of a win like that after a hard month of footy. So proud of the boys. Man, I'm tired. I must have had, I couldn't even count them, hundreds and hundreds of DMs across my social media last night. Should honestly haven't even had a chance to go back and watch this game completely before I do the review, but I've got to get this done. I've got a busy day ahead. I went back and watched the highlights. I reckon that's more than enough to be able to comment after such an outstanding effort from the boys. Where to start? I mean, I had a chat with a couple of players, like just in DMs and stuff this week, and they sounded different. It sounds like that chat they had on Monday, a real sort of come to Jesus kind of discussion about the little effort areas that have been missing, particularly on the kick chase defense in a couple of areas. I just had that feeling there was some kind of spark. You said in a team like this, the underdogs, they've got players playing out of position. They've got new guys, no experience coming in, and somehow the emotion of it gets them up. To the Panthers' credit, they were far from their best. You can see old Ivan was pretty salty at the end of the game, and I think that was probably mostly with his players for their lack of precision, lack of effort in certain stages. Their captain going off for 10 minutes, getting punished with 2 tries while he was gone. Not a happy night for them, but I can't feel sorry for them. I'm not going to let that be an excuse. We were completely undermanned, but the boys stepped up. So 100% congratulations to everyone involved. Andrew Webster, people starting to question his judgment and the like, but he just stuck firm, stuck to what he believed in. He knew that if we delivered on what we planned to deliver, we could win, and we did it. Before I get into the review aspects of this, I've decided today I'm not going to give individual player ratings. I don't think it's fair on a night like that. Everyone deserves full recognition for their achievements. I don't really want to single people out with individual scores. I'll see how I go at the end of it. I might chuck out my 3-2-1 old school Warrior scores, but yeah, I'm not gonna rate each individual player on a score. I just think they're all deserving of a massive wrap this week. So as always, let's start out with the team stats. 22-20. I'd love $1 for every Kiwi screaming at the screen, miss, 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 when Dylan Edwards took that kick. I had a feeling he would. That first kick he took of the night was absolute mud. You could just see his timing wasn't on. I still rated us to give it a bit of a shot in Golden Point, but shit, I'm happy we didn't have to go there. So with the team stats, it's quite interesting. As in with the past weeks, we won most of the stats, but this time the one that really counted was the 2 points that we got for the win. 54% possession. Shit, it started out rough. I felt for Tane kicking that ball out on the full. He hardly even tapped it. But to his credit, that's a really sign of a quality player who can overcome that and just be the one who iced it at the end. So well done to him. But we started on the back foot as usual, giving up that quick try, but managed to even it out there and actually get ahead in the possession. As I said, 54-46. Time in possession, 28 to 24 minutes. This is a big one for us, 88% completion. One of our better completion rates for a while, and the Panthers well off the money there with 78%. You know that they're going to get thrashed for that one this week. Kicks. I thought this is definitely worth mentioning. One of my concerns going into the game was Tamati Martin's longer kicking game. 612 metres. It's around about 80 or 90 metres less than we'd normally get from SJ, but I thought he held his own. I was surprised he did the majority of the long kicking. I thought Tane may have done a little bit more. So well done to Tamati Martin, stepping me up on that front. Kicked the fuel 80% this week. I don't think they put us under the same genuine pressure we've seen in recent weeks, but that's probably a reflection on the fact we were able to hold them deeper. And Luai, probably not the most recognised kicker. I think things may have been different, having to deal with Cleary's bombs had he been there, but you can only beat who's in front of you. All runs, 201 for us, 173 for them. All run meters, 1,646 for us and 1,506 for them. Watching on the night, I thought one of the things we did quite well was contain Brian To'o. But looking at the stats, he actually ran for 237 metres, 71 post contact. So it's still not half-assed, but Dylan Edwards, only 149 metres and 26 post contact. I think that was a big indicator on the game. He will often run for well over 200 metres, so being able to contain those two. And Brian Toll only having the 5 tackle breaks. We'll get onto those a little bit in a moment. So that's one of the ways we're able to contain their metres this week. So well done to the boys, really stepping up there. You know, we would have had a game plan for those two guys. Line breaks, 8 for us, 6 to them. They had some pretty good ones. I'll give them that. That one that Luai scored that try was outstanding. However, well done to us. Very well created line breaks. Tackle breaks, 39 for their 28. You wouldn't expect that stat. Average distance per set, they won that one just fractionally by about a metre, 39 versus 40. Kick return meters, 129 versus 142 for them. So Tay not quite as adept at eating up those kick return meters as Chance does. But that will probably be a sort of reflection that the Panthers' kick chase is a bit better than most others in the comp, so he didn't get all of that open field. Got to give them their credit, even right to the last minute. Their kick chase was outstanding. Offloads, 11 offloads for us, is I think it's the first time we've been in double figures for a while now, just 6 for them. They're not a huge offloading team, but it's nice to actually get those done at the right time, but still being able to control them. I saw both Jazz and AFB during the game look to offload, but thinking, no, not right now, pull it back in. So controlled offloads, getting that second phase ball was a big addition to our game this week. Defensively, 90.59 for us and 85.81 for them. Outstanding to get back up into the 90s against one of the best teams in the comp. Tackles missed, 28 for us and 39 for them. Ineffective tackles, only 7 for us, 25 for them. So this has been one of my bugbears recently. A lot of ineffective tackles that we struggle to defend the second phase play on. But we tied the guys up. Aggressive, strong in defense, wrapping the ball up well. This one surprised me. It didn't sort of stand out to me watching the game. Play the ball speed, almost 3 seconds flat for the Panthers. That's crazy quick. And we were slightly down. We've been about 3.25 recently. Panthers is holding us down to 3.58. Just goes to show that the fastest player, the ball speed, isn't always the key factor. It's how you actually use the ball when you got it. Negative plays, well done to us. Single figures for both penalties and errors. 7 errors for us, 11 for the Pars. Man, some of them at crucial times. 7 penalties for us, 6 for them. No ruck infringements for us this week. That was outstanding. Really proud of the boys for that. Hence, the Panthers play the balls quite quick, but better not to push it, I think. Just rate your defense to get back and set. 1 ruck infringement for them, both giving away 1 for 1 inside the 10. 3 on port, 3 players on report for us. I don't think anything will come out of those. And 2 for them. Couple of hip drops, I don't think, I struggle with hip drops because a lot of time it's just momentum and there's very little the defending player can do, but who knows. But yeah, good to see old Tony Yayo, Yo ending up in the bin for 10 minutes. So often you wouldn't see that with the Pars, and we were clinical enough to take advantage of that opportunity, putting in 2 tries while he was off the field. So well done. Looking at both the team stats there, I think it was a fair reflection on the game. Let's get into the individual stats though. So Tane Tuolpiki, 80 minutes, 23 runs for 198. Man, it didn't feel like he was making as much progress as Chance, but 200 metres is nothing to be scoffed at. That's 40 more metres than Dylan Edwards. 28 post contact, a try, 3 conversions, 2 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks, 2 tackles, 2 missed, and 1 error. Shit, much of a muchness. I just think his energy was contagious. Really, really proud of him. Curious to see what they go with this week. Does he remain there? You wouldn't imagine they're going to be in a hurry to rush someone like Chanel Harris-Davida back in now, having seen how well Chance went at 5'8", so maybe that gives him that extra couple of weeks until after the bye. Similarly with SJ, I'll be more than comfortable with that combination, to be honest. I think it went really, really well. So if I've got to pick a man of the match, say I'm going 3-2-1 for Dally M points, I'm giving 3 to Tane. I thought he was outstanding. this week. Really, really proud of everything he did. Dallin in his 200th match. I'm so stoked we got it done for the big fella there. It's awesome to see his whānau doing a haka for him up in the stand. Not his biggest impact game. 80 minutes, just 15 runs for 98 metres. I think it was adjusted maybe later to about 100. 22 post contact, 5 tackle breaks though, 3 tackles, 1 missed tackle and an error. I think it was a reflection on our centres did a lot of work. They worked really hard on attack. Just the flow of the game, it wasn't so centric around our back three this time, particularly having Montoya go off there for a period. But yeah, I thought he was hardy. He played really well, and I'm stoked for it. Congratulations, brother. Great to get to that double century with a win in front of the whānau. Centre, Ali Lauatua, 80 minutes, 11 runs, 105 metres, 25 post contact, a try, 2 line breaks, 2 tackle breaks, 11 tackles, 2 missed, and no errors. Shit, you could see like he was struggling with that ankle, but then Paul Roach managed to nail it when they both missed Luai. So props to him, to show the mental fortitude to be able to stick in that game. Question marks how it'll go next week. Hopefully he'll still be available, because I think we're not looking at getting Rocco Berry back until after the bye. And that's going to lead to some very interesting decisions for Webby, because Adam Pompey, Ali and Rocco all playing really good. And then we've still got RTS to come back into the mix. So yeah, a very quality performance. I think, it's a shame that ankle clearly did hinder him. Probably limited at his leg drive as much as we've seen in Cup recently. He does really drive after contact and manages to get those post-contact meters probably more than he did in the weekend. So look forward to seeing him get more game time over the next few weeks and see if he can really sort of solidify his position and reach that potential that we all believe he's got. Adam Pompey, another great game from him, 80 minutes, 18 runs, 165 metres. One of the boys mentioned to me, the way he runs into contact, he seems soft. Then I had to show him these stats, 165 metres, 46 post-contact metres, second only to Tane in the backs as far as metres in the weekend. Outstanding, a try, a line break, 2 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 9 tackles, 2 missed, and no errors. Couldn't ask for any more. I think he doesn't look that explosive when he runs, and he uses that late step really well. A couple of times there he just left people grasping at air. Couldn't have asked more from the brother. Really, really proud of him. He didn't drop his head this whole time, struggling to get game time, but makes the most of every chance he gets. So I've got no complaints if he sticks around for a long time in this position. Just really up to Webby now what he goes with when everyone's back fit. Montoya only playing the 66 minutes, 15 runs, 151 metres, 48 post contact. That's a bloody good effort, just 66 minutes. 1 try, stoked to see him get over the line. That's always an indicator we're playing well when he's scoring. 2 line breaks, 5 tackle breaks, 3 tackles, 1 miss, and no errors. I was worried there. Wasn't sure if he was knocked out, whether he stuffed his elbow. Looks like more of a dummy than Tohu at the moment, with both elbows strapped up so heavily, but hardy to come back and running just as hard as he was before he went off. So congratulations to him as well, not dropping his head after being dropped last week. Big props to him. So next up, Chans, 5'8". Man, who would ever have thought that? I liked it, honestly, as soon as I heard it. Big body. I like his ball playing skills. I think they're better than a lot of people give him credit for. The defense, allowing him to put his energy into something else other than just running. 80 minutes, 15 runs, 136 metres of hardy metres. So he still did get in there and take some of those hardy runs at times. 1 try assist, 1 line break, 1 line break assist, 3 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 19 tackles, 2 missed, and an error. Anything more you could want from a class 5'8" up against the defending champions, 3-time defending champions. Revelation for me. Really interesting option now. It gives us just that extra depth going forward to know that we've got 3 really quality fullbacks, an RTS, CNK, and Tuol Piki. But now we've got yet another half added to the option. I think he's a genuine option there. I prefer over Walker. Walker's much more of a middle for me. So really excited to see if that continues to develop, because it just adds a new dimension to our left-hand attack. I will say I was surprised to actually see him play on the left and Tamati on the right. I thought they might have played the opposite, since Tamati plays a lot on the left there and Chance is normally chiming on the right. But it showed me, like, I often wonder why backs in league one side centric. Other than wings in rugby, you see centres play on both sides of the field. The halves in rugby playing on both sides of the field. Um, naturally you'd think a right-hander would go better running left, passing right to left. So just really interesting to see. I loved the combination. I loved his defense. I loved his leadership. Um, Total success for me, from what I could have expected him. Well done. Tamati Martin, he gets 2 points from me in the Warriors. Toss up between him and Paul Roach, to be honest. But I'm going to give it to Tamati, considering all of the shit he's been given. I said it, that call after the Rabbitohs game, that I thought he had a better all-round game than Metcalf. And I'll stand by that after watching this game. I still love Metcalf's acceleration and X factor, but given the opportunity, I believe Tamati Martin is a very quality half. 80 minutes, 10 runs, 69 metres, 17 kicks for 599 metres, 4 line break assists, 3 try assists, 1 tackle break, 1 offload, 20 tackles, 3 missed tackles and no errors. Outstanding. Couldn't have asked for any more. Really keen to see how he goes up against the Dolphins this week and see if he continues to connect with Chance in the halves. I'm really for it. Then on to the forwards. AFB. This is a little bit of an interesting one for me. I noticed on the weekend he spent a lot of time off the field. Only 49 minutes, and this is the lowest I've seen from him since I've been doing this for 18 months now. 7 runs for 62 metres and only 24 post contact. 5 tackle breaks, so that was more than he normally has. 1 offload. Just 25 tackles, 2 missed and 2 errors. So I can only assume something wasn't quite right. Very, very unusual. It didn't seem like his numbers were so low when he was on the field, but I did notice his stint off was quite long this week, so not sure why. But what I love is that we were able to get this done, not relying on him to do everything, not having to rely on him and Tohu and Mitch Barnett to be the only ones out there delivering. So if he's crook, I hope he's back. If it was just one of those one-off days, I'm stoked we got it done, and it proves that we can get by without him being the dominating figure. I'm not going to be critical given the amount he's done for us over the past couple of years. So get better soon if you are crook, AFB. We'll see you back next week. Wade Egan, what a massive loss. How many of us thought, Jesus, that's game over? After he went off just 12 minutes, 1 run, 11 metres, 10 tackles, 2 missed. Webby said in the post-match he seems in good stead. So no indication that we give him an extended break. As Webby said, they go by whatever the recommendation is from the medical personnel and how the player's feeling. But I think given the way Roach played and we know Lussick can do a job, he won't come back because he's Category 1, but even straight after the bye, I don't know if I'd be rushing him back unless he's really ready to go. Stay healthy, brother. Hope you're all good. Bunty Afoa, 39 minutes, 3 runs, 18 metres, 6 post contact, which a lot of people will be giving him shit for and saying he's not contributing. 2 tackle breaks, though, but look at the bottom number, 30 tackles, 0 misses. That's why he's in there. Big body, good in the wrestle, able to slow their big boys down, does his job. Not everyone's out there. I mean, this is what I like about this week. It's much more balanced as far as the meters go. It's not just Mitch Barnett, Tohu, and AFB getting them. So Bunty did a job, particularly on defence for me. So it's always nice to have that person you just know is not going to miss tackles. Jackson Ford, 68 minutes. Glad he came back on. 7 runs, 53 metres, 13 post contact, 2 tackle breaks, 33 tackles, 2 missed, 0 errors. I was going to say I didn't feel like he was quiet, but 33 tackles in 68 minutes is a good effort. Had he been on for 80, that probably would have been about 50. Does so much work. covering both sides of the field. His chase, he's always one of those guys who'll be the last one in the picture in a line break, or one of the first guys back there chasing a kick or something to support the back. So couldn't have asked for any more than him. And anyone who thinks he shouldn't be playing, you don't know footy. Mitch Barnett, another huge game from him. 77 minutes, 18 runs, 134 metres, 54 post contact, 1 line break assist, 1 offload, 36 tackles, 1 miss, no errors. Hearty, absolutely hearty, this man. I so think he's deserving of Origin. And you don't want to wish he doesn't go because we need him so much, but shit, he deserves it. And I think that game last night lifts him a couple of points in Madge's eyes to be able to deliver those numbers. Just the effort areas to get across and cover on both sides of the field. Absolute workhorse who can play pretty much, front row, second row, lock. Wish him all the best with that. But a part of me, a very selfish part of me, hopes he's there for us during that period because it's a chance for us to put our foot down. But hey, I'll be shouting him on if he's there. Good to see him in the post game interview too. Check it out if you haven't seen it. He had some pretty good things to say, just talking about how they went about turning around, how they reacted under the pressure after losing guys like Wade on the field. I think he's a genuine leader within that team. I've said it many times, so I really hope he stays with us and extends out, because him and James Fisher-Harris will be an outstanding combination. Dylan Walker at lock. Man, I like that. 73 minutes, 24 runs, 178 metres. Wow. 45 post contact, 1 tackle break, 1 offload, 30 tackles and 2 missed. Didn't miss a beat without Tohu there. Is the best way I can compliment Dylan. Did everything Tohu always does for us: the effort areas, the defence, the solidity on attack, being that link player. Gives me absolute confidence. I guess last year, a couple of times when we lost Tohu, I'm wondering from memory, I don't think Dylan was necessarily there to start. I have to think back. I think Jazz played 13 at one point, but there was a lot of worry whenever Tohu went down. But I feel like Dylan has really, given that opportunity, has stepped up and taken it to almost Tohu level. So I'm more than comfortable with him playing there, playing the big minutes. He showed he's got the motor. So good to have that depth. Well done, brother. Then to our bench, Jazz, immense. 44 minutes, 21 runs, 158 metres, 53 post contact, 6 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 21 tackles, 1 miss, 1 error. Just that effort, similar to Jackson, really trying to get that player the ball away so quickly to keep the momentum going, that just that little slight lapse of concentration, but more than made up for it. So proud that he's come back into this, still with his contract up in the air. Continues to play like this. Would be silly not to sign him. And to all those people who just continue to bag him and say he's past his best, the two biggest wins, I think, of the past couple of years, arguably, I guess you could say the Knights would be actually better, but that game against the Sharks, where we came back to win from being 20-odd points down, and last night, the two most hardy efforts in the past couple of years for our clubs, he's shined in both of them. He's that guy. He hasn't played much footy, but just to see his legs, it must have been so full of lactic acid, his lungs burning, but just getting up there to make those tackles. Well done to him. Really, really proud. Definitely, he maintains that spot on the bench for me. Jacob Laban, I thought he took it to another level this week, particularly his defence. So 52 minutes, just 6 runs for 36 metres and 11 post contact, 1 tackle break, 2 offloads though, but 36 tackles off the bench and only 1 miss. That's a significant lift for him. That's the most tackles he's made. And he's definitely got that aggression in his defence. Very excited to see that part of it start to develop. I think the running game will eventually come, but we need him to be able to deliver those kind of numbers, because all of our edges do deliver well up into the 30s, 40s, 50 tackles at some stages. So good to see he's got that motor in him. and the 20 odd, was it 25 degrees in the sun yesterday, and the humidity. So gives me great confidence in this young fella. Tom Ali didn't get a huge amount of minutes, which is kind of surprising. I thought he had an outstanding game last week, but just 18 minutes yesterday, 4 runs, 41 metres, 9 post contact, 1 tackle break, 1 offload, 12 tackles and 2 missed. So probably not his greatest game ever, but he definitely, you feel that energy when he came on. Just, yeah, unusual given all of the injuries that he only played 18 minutes, but can't really question it because of the outcome. So I'm sure he'll come back and deliver more next week if he gets another chance. Toss up between Tamati Martin and Paul Roach, as I said, for the 2 points and the 1 point. Some people could easily give him man of the match. 69 minutes, 2 runs for 20 metres, just 5 post contact, but 37 tackles, just 2 missed. One of one Luai there, but you can't really say too much about that with one of the best steppers in the game and no errors. Oh, just made me so proud to see how he stepped up. Just shows the depth that we're starting to develop. It just shows that he doesn't need to be sitting on the bench for 75 minutes of the game now. More than capable of, if he comes on, if he is on the bench there when Egan or Lussick are playing, he needs to come on for at least 20 minutes. He's more than capable of delivering. So massive congratulations to you, my brother. Really, really proud of that effort. So to wrap up, don't get ahead of ourselves, but that turns our season around. You know, for weeks we've been saying we just need that one set, that one try, something to click. You know, we joked about it. I joked about it with people I've spoken to. I've spoken about it in these previews and reviews. If we manage to pull this one off against the Panthers with such a depleted team, imagine the confidence that gives the boys. And it was that Sharks game last year. It was the turning point. And this is it. I genuinely believe that's the turning point. These young guys stepping up put a lot of pressure on anyone coming back into this team to deliver. Webby's going to have some seriously challenging selection discussions over the next couple of weeks. I do believe, based on what he said in the past, that Chanel could well be back and available for selection this week. Marata, I've heard, should be back this week, available for selection. I think you probably do bring him in. Chanel, I don't know. Let's see, he's a soft tissue versus a bone. I think you pretty much know by an x-ray whether the bone's right to go or not. So I wouldn't be rushing Chanel back in off what we saw on the weekend. Rocco Berry, I believe, broken hand, so he'll be back after the break. Tohu, I've heard mixed stories that it's a finger or a foot, a toe. I'm pretty sure from what I heard from a pretty good source, it is a finger, which is a lot less of a concern than if it's a toe. Toes can be really niggly. Not sure, but again, Dylan Walker stepping up. I don't think there's going to be the panic to rush him back in that we thought may have been there. Dimitri Sifakula, by all accounts, should be back into contention after the break. Lussick, based on his recovery, should be back in the mix for next week. Egan, I would say, is definitely going to be out until after the bye. Who else have we got there? RTS. Still not sure on that one. Haven't heard too much about it. 4 to 6 weeks, they said, so not 100% sure. So it shows we've still got these injuries that are going to hamper us, but guys are going to start to cascade in. What does it mean? If we can beat the Dolphins, get that 2 points, get the 2 points for the bye, we're basically sitting around the bottom of the 8. I think given that poor run, we may struggle to get into the top 4. But if we get into the 8, we have the bye in the last round that freshens us up. So it gives us a real genuine chance in this back end of the season because so many of our top players have had forced rest through injury. So that, while it's been tough, it does mean you'll hopefully have a bit of energy left in the legs. The origin break, meaning we're up against depleted sides during that period. If we don't lose Mitch Barnett, it's another chance to get ahead. Anyway, I'm taking this calmly. I'm not getting ahead of myself. The Finns showed last night they've got some genuine skill. They won't give you all the errors that the Panthers did. And they've got some crazy speed there in the hammer and the like who'll punish any mistakes. Probably a lot more speed out wide than the Panthers had. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Wayne's a great coach and he'll get these guys up for it, particularly the fact he's meant to sign for South in the next day or so. So that'll be a distraction that people will be focusing on him rather than the Dolphins. So we've got to take them seriously, but I know that Webby will. Let me know your thoughts. Who are your 3-2-1 worrying players of the match? I'll be really curious to hear. Any areas of concern for you to come out of that game? Not too many for me. What are you excited to see this coming week? Who do you want to see get another shot? Up the mighty Warriors. How good to do this off the back of a win for the first time in a month. Let's go. Now it's time to put the foot down.